This is the question asked in today's skillrack daily challenge. So we are given 3 lines of input. The first line represents the time shown by the clock 1 and the second line represents the time shown by the clock 2 and the third line is the value of t. So these are all the 3 given times. Now we have to print the time that will be shown by the clock 2 when the time in clock 1 becomes equal to the value of t. So first we have to find the difference between the time t and the time c1 and then we should add the difference with this c2. So we will get our output. Here the difference between 12:45 and 10:30 is 2 hours 15 minutes. So we should add 2 hours 15 minutes with this 12. So it becomes 2:15 and in 24-hour format it is 14:15. So we are printing 14:15 as our output. Similarly, for the sample input 2, the time shown by the clock 1 is 5:20 and the time shown by the clock 2 is 22:23 and the time t is 9:30. So first we have to find the difference between t and c1. So here 9:30 minus 5:20 will be 4 hours 10 minutes. So now we should add this difference with this c2. So 4 hours 10 minutes must be added with 22:23 and the time becomes 2:33. So now let us see how to write a C program for this. So let us start from our main function. First I am creating 3 character arrays named C1, C2 and T, and in the next line I am accepting the input in a string format and storing it into these character arrays. Now we have to find the difference between the time T and C1. So to do that, first I am creating a new integer variable named difference and then I am calculating the difference between the time t and c1 in minutes. So to convert this time into minutes, we are making use of this function minutes, and this is a user defined function. So let us see how this function works. So this function accepts a time as a character array in its arguments and returns the time in minutes. In the time format, only hours and minutes are given. So we are creating integer variables for hours, minute and I. So now we are going to traverse through this character array, and while traversing, if we found a semicolon, then we will be breaking out of the loop. So when this for loop finishes its execution, we would have found the value of hh. Now we have to find the value of All the characters that are present after the semicolon will be So ampersand s of I plus 1 will be all the characters that is present after semicolon. And since it is in character array, we have to convert it into an integer. So we are making use of this function attoy. So attoy of ampersand s of I plus 1 will be and this function returns hh into 60 plus So we will get the minutes format for the given input time. So this is how this function minutes work. So let us go back to our main function. So the minutes of c1 would be subtracted from the minutes of t, and the difference minutes would be stored in this integer variable diff. Now we have to add the difference with c2. So I am converting the c2 into minutes using this function and then adding the difference, and I am storing the sum into a new integer variable named time. So now we have to convert this time into 24-hour format, which will be our output. And here while printing the output, I am using %02d because if the hours or minutes becomes less than 10, then we have to pad 0 in front of it. So I am using this %02d. So the hours would be time by 60 mod 24 and the minutes would be time mod 60. So now let us check our program with sample test cases. So for the sample input 1, the output is 14:15 and we are also getting 14:15. And for sample input 2, the output is 2:33. So we are also getting 2:33. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.